Hi guys, I wanted to show you how to do one of the backgrounds and especially the reflection, because I put some brushes for you there for smudging the water, the baby. So it's going to come, this one in particular are coming in the file because I have the brush inside. So double click, double click, I'm on back. Double click, right click, doesn't matter, open it, and here is the brush ABR file, and this is the blooming tree. So I'm going to double click and it's going to open. Brand new computer. I just installed a few little things. Now it has layers and baby is supposed to be there. Let me grab this baby, and she is already selected. Here how she looks. I have some boo-boo on her hair, but this is how the selection look. You don't do shadows here unless you shoot on some colorful blanket or something. So I selected her like that, brought her blanket back, and this is, I'm going to grab her V with my move tool, V, and I'm going to grab her layer, of course, and I'm going to take her to she is just one layer, and I'm going to explain you with more layers too, if you want to watch it to the end. So Command T, I'm just going to move her here where it says your baby here. Edit free transform. And I'm going to make her as small as I think she should be. And you do the same thing. And if you think that swing needs to be liquefied a little bit, you can bring her down with the liquefy tool. So I'm going to bring her blanket back. I'm going to click on the layer mask, B for my brush, making sure my brush is lower opacity so I can, well, I have to be in white, X to switch the colors. Oops. And I'm going to make my brush smaller and bring her blanket. My brush is a little bit too hard, but it's probably better. So I'm going to bring her to the edge. Yep, right click to see the hardness, and that looks perfect. And she is ready, and I just have to put her reflection down. And her reflection is going to come to somewhere here, as you can tell, because not just her would have been reflected, and the swings would cover her, so she should come somewhere there. And let's me go and duplicate her. And you know, I'm going to apply this layer mask. I'm going to turn off her from the top, apply this layer mask, right click on the layer mask and apply layer mask. Now she has to be cut here. So the easiest way to cut her here is I'm going to hold my command on my Mac. Okay? If you have PC control, hold command, and I'm going to click here. And it's going to give me the selection wherever she's supposed to be cut. Okay? So I'm going to put her a layer mask, but the layer mask has to be inverted. And because of that, I have to hold my Option key on my Mac. So when I hold my Option key and click on the layer mask, all it's visible from the baby is that part you see here. Okay? Oh, you can do it by hand. I'm just showing you easier way. Okay? So V for my move tool, and you can see she is cut. Okay. Now I'm going to go edit free transform to be able to flip her. And I can move the pivot point, but let me not move it. To rotate her, I guess. Okay, let me not move it. So if I want to move it, actually, let me just show you. She's going to come too far, but it doesn't matter. If you want to move it, rotate it about around this point, right? Move the pivot point and flip vertical. And we cannot see her. You know why we cannot see her? Because I have her below. And here she is. So I'm going to move her back. But in the meantime, I'm going to turn on that one so I don't move her left or right. So I move her here somewhere. And if you're not sure, view rulers. And here are my rules. When you have your rulers out, you can grab, no matter which tool you have, if you go on the side, you can grab a guide. And see, she's even, her nose is on the same spot, so it's all good. So I'm going to reduce her opacity significantly, and that looks good. And that looks good. She has to be a little bit closer to the boat. For real reflection, she will be smushed, by the way, like this. Command T for free transport, and I'm transform, and I'm going to hold my shift to smudge her a little bit, because she would be smudged. If you see a real reflection, she would be smudged, and she will be really close to that thing. And we are going to smudge her anyway. Okay. Now I want to smudge her. And that's why I put the brushes there. Right click so I can apply this layer mask. Right click over the layer mask, and I'm going to go to my smudge tool where it is, and then I'm going to go and bring that import brushes. Okay, when I open the smudge tool, import brushes, and these brushes are in the same folder. Click on them and open. I already had them imported, and choose one of them. So this one is going to smudge really fine. I like this one. Okay, and make sure you're on her layer and your strength is like 50%, something of this sort, and you can smudge her. And if you want to do smudging, fine smudging, use the other brushes. You may need to up to the strength on them. And she looks how it should have looked into water. And that's all. If you have many layers, you can actually reduce the opacity a little bit more, because it's a drawing, don't expect it to be, you know. So if you don't have white blanket, I have the choice of this blanket. Okay, I was working on this. Okay, let me just get rid of her, and I'll show you if we have multiple layers on the girl adjustments. Here is baby number 2, that's Lila. And I'm going to grab her and move her here. A lot of layers there, and that's why the computer has a little bit of problem. I'll show you. It's a brand new computer, just restarted. And if I open this folder, you're going to see layers. Okay, so she has a lot of adjustments. I'm going to drag her behind, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate this layer, and I'm going to go merge. I will merge all of the layers into this group with Command E is the shortcut, or you're going to find it here. Layers, merge group, it's going to make one layer. Then I'm going to cut off that part of her, which I don't need, by the same thing. I'm going to hold my command for Mac, Control for PC, and click here. And I'm going to directly cut it. I'm just going to click on delete. Okay, and it's cut. Now I have her. Command D to deselect, or you can go deselect. Okay, so I'm going to take her out. Command T for free transform. I'm going to put the pivot point here and flip vertical, and she came wherever I wanted her. I can bring her closer. I moved her a little bit, so I'm going to kind of smudge her a little bit, how she would look in the reflection. I know she doesn't look like herself, but doesn't matter because she's not going to be visible. Okay, 27, that looks good. Then I'm going to go to my smudge tool, which we already did. And so your smudge tool is not going to rotate like mine. I have art pen and they have set. These are brushes I use myself. And that's it. Thank you very much.